the special edition of World Today from Washington, D.C., where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on a visit for a bilateral meeting with President Trump. This is the first meeting that took place between the two leaders after President Donald Trump took office for a second term. While both leaders were to discuss all aspects and gamut of relations between the two countries, it was trade tensions that loomed large. But the two leaders put not just each other but others in the room also at ease by talking about their friendship, their partnership, and reiterating the need to have strong bonds between the two countries. That did set the tone and tenor for talks and ties for the next 4 years.
A warm embrace.
Nice to see you again.
A tight handshake.
We missed you. We missed you a lot. Here's some of our friends.
An introduction with Team Trump 2.0. This was the beginning of the crucial Narendra Modi-Donald Trump bilateral. At the back of trade and tariff tensions, the optics said, good vibes only.
और मेरे लिए खुशी की बात है कि आते ही राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप ने एक मित्र की तरह मुझे पुराने अहमदाबाद के स्टेडियम की याद दिलाई। ये बात सही है कि ह्यूस्टन में हाउडी मोदी और गुजरात में अहमदाबाद में नमस्ते ट्रंप, वो दो एक ऐसी बहुत बड़े विशाल कार्यक्रम रहे जिसकी गूंज आज भी भारत के हर कोने में सुनाई दे रही है।
Well, I think more than anything else will be the unity. We have great unity. We have great friendship, he and I and our countries. And I think it's only going to get closer. He's doing a great job in India. Everybody talks about it. He's doing a really fantastic job. A great leader. Great leader. Thank you very much.
Surrounded by a bevy of reporters, Modi and Trump addressed the big elephant in the room: trade.
We want a certain level playing field, which we really think we're entitled to, and he does also, in fairness. So we're going to work on that very hard, and we can make up the difference very easily with the deficit, with the sale of oil and gas, LNG, of which we have more than anybody in the world.
And tariffs.
मैं राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप से एक बात हमेशा अप्रिशिएट करता आया हूं, सीखता आया हूं कि वे राष्ट्रहित को सर्वोपरि रख करके काम करते हैं। राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप की तरह मुझे भी भारत के हितों को सर्वोपरि रखते हुए कार्य करना ये मेरे लिए सौभाग्य की बात है।
The tariff tensions were looming large, with Trump raising the issue hours before the bilateral.
Traditionally, India is right at the top of the pack, pretty much. There are a couple of smaller countries that are actually more. But India is a they charge tremendous tariffs. I remember when Harley-Davidson couldn't sell their motorbikes into India because of the fact that India, the tax was so high, the tariff was so high. And Harley was forced to build, I guess they built, I don't know, that was a while ago, but I think they built a factory in India in order to avoid paying the tariffs.
The two leaders also talked war and peace.
At least 1.5 million soldiers have been killed on a ridiculous war that would have never happened if I were president. But we've got a long way to solving it. And then next week there's a meeting in Saudi Arabia, not with myself or President Putin, but with top officials. And Ukraine will be a part of it too. And we're going to see if we can end that war. That war is a horrible war. It's a vicious, bloody war. We want to end it.
दुनिया का एक सोच रही है कि भारत न्यूट्रल है। भारत न्यूट्रल नहीं है। भारत का अपना पक्ष है और भारत का पक्ष है शांति।
The pre-bilateral briefing set the tone for Modi-Trump talks, where nothing seemed to be off the table. With Geeta Mohan in Washington, D.C., Bureau Report, India Today.
I'm thrilled to welcome the Prime Minister of India, my friend.
The US has decided to extradite 2611 plotter terrorist Tahawoor Rana to India. The announcement was made by none other than President Donald Trump in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. 16 years after the dastardly Mumbai terror attacks, Tahawoor Rana will finally face the courts of India. Sources have told India Today that it would be in a few weeks' time that Tahawoor Rana will be in India and the first line of questioning will be carried out by the NIA.
"16 years after the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, a big declaration by US President Donald Trump.
Having to do with the horrific 2008 Mumbai terrorist attack, to face justice in India.
The US has confirmed extradition of 2008 Mumbai terror attack plotter Tahawoor Rana to India. The announcement came during a joint press conference with Prime Minister Narendra Modi following their bilateral talks at the White House on Thursday.
The United States and India will be working together like never before to confront the threat of radical Islamic terrorism, a threat all over the world, actually. Today I'm pleased to announce that my administration has approved the extradition of one of the plotters and one of the very evil people of the world, and having to do with the horrific 2008 Mumbai terrorist attack, to face justice in India.
Prime Minister Modi thanked President Trump for his administration's approval of Tahawoor Rana's extradition.
आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई में भारत और अमेरिका दृढ़ता से साथ खड़े रहे और मैं राष्ट्रपति जी का आभारी हूं कि उन्होंने 2008 के जिसने भारत में नरसंहार किया था उस मुजरिम को अब भारत के हवाले करने का निर्णय किया है.
Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri confirmed that the government is working on the logistics of Rana's surrender and extradition from the US.
President Trump on extradition said that Tahawoor Rana will be extradited, but there are more to follow because there are many requests from India. Could you just tell us what are the requests from India? Are there any more names that you've given to the Americans?
Yes, there are other requests as well. I won't go into the names immediately, but there are other requests that are registered with the US authorities.
With the US nod for extradition, sources in government say that legal documents and warrants have been shared with American authorities. A team of NIA officials is likely to visit the US. Rana could be brought to India in a few weeks. The NIA will seek his custody to grill him for more information on his role in the 26/11 deadly attacks. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis welcomed Trump's decision.
जो 26/11 के मुंबई के हमलों का एक प्रकार से प्लानिंग का मास्टरमाइंड रहा है, उसके एक्स्ट्राडिशन को अमेरिका ने मान्यता दी है. मैं इसके लिए देश के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं.
Rana is accused of providing the blueprint that helped Lashkar-e-Taiba carry out the Mumbai attacks. He has been charged with criminal conspiracy and waging or attempting to wage war against the government of India. With Geeta Mohan in Washington, D.C., Bureau Report, India Today.
In a boost to India's defense capability, President Donald Trump has offered F-35s to India, a stealth fighter jet that has the ability to operate undetected in supersonic speeds. While the US offer has been made, India has made it very clear that it will have to follow due procedure of procurement. Here's a report.
Big boost to India-US defense ties. The Donald Trump administration has offered to sell the F-35 fighter stealth fighter jets to India. F-35 Lightning II fighter jet is a fifth-generation stealth fighter renowned for its ability to operate undetected at supersonic speeds.
Starting this year, we'll be increasing military sales to India by many billions of dollars. We're also paving the way to ultimately provide India with the F-35 stealth fighters.
The United States is aiming at increasing military supplies to India.
भारत की डिफेंस प्रिपेयर्डनेस में अमेरिका की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका है। स्ट्रैटेजिक और ट्रस्टेड पार्टनर के नाते हम जॉइंट डेवलपमेंट, जॉइंट प्रोडक्शन और ट्रांसफर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी की दिशा में सक्रिय रूप से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। आने वाले समय में भी नई टेक्नोलॉजी और इक्विपमेंट हमारी क्षमता बढ़ाएंगे।
This proposal has sparked significant interest in New Delhi. India is yet to take the final call on Trump's proposal.
There is, in most cases, a request for proposals that is floated. There are responses to those. They are evaluated. I don't think with regard to the acquisition of an advanced aviation platform by India, that process has started as yet. So,
the Foreign Secretary clarified that the offer has been made by the US, but Indian Air Force will follow due process based on its air staff requirements, and a request for proposal is yet to be floated. F-35 fighter jet can be a game changer for air superiority with its advanced capabilities. US F-35 is the most lethal, survivable and connected stealth fighter which can operate at undetected supersonic speed. The fighter jet features cutting-edge avionics and a center fusion, making it superior to China's J-35A. But multiple questions remain, from the cost to the overall integration with the Russian and French systems, from S-400 missile defense systems to Su-30 MKI and the French Rafales. With Shivani Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.
Hours ahead of the bilateral meeting between President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the US President signed an executive order announcing reciprocal tariffs for all countries with no exceptions. That certainly created a lot of tension ahead of the talks. But how did the stock markets react to it? We'll explain to you. And did the Dalal Street spring a surprise? Take a look.
Even as Prime Minister Narendra Modi landed in Washington, D.C. for his two-day trip to the United States, US President Donald Trump was coming through on the threats he issued a week ago. After slapping duties on imports from his three biggest trading partners, China, Canada and Mexico, after imposing duties on steel and aluminium imports, Trump dragged India into his crosshairs by imposing tit-for-tat tariffs across the board.
The reciprocal makes tariffs really fair. It's a beautiful, simple system, and we don't have to worry about, gee, we're charging too much or too little. But traditionally, India is right at the top of the pack, pretty much. There are a couple of smaller countries that are actually more, but India is a they charge tremendous tariffs.
Trump, the eternal deal maker, kept up the pressure on India, raising the issue again twice in the presence of Prime Minister Modi. First, during their bilateral talks, and again at the joint press conference.
we announced some very big elements today of success. I call it an element of success. Reciprocal tariffs, so that somebody charges us, we charge them the same amount, which has never been done in our country before. We've always been taken advantage of by other countries, and we allowed that to happen foolishly, but we're not going to allow that any longer. It's hard to sell into India because they have trade barriers, very strong tariffs. We are right now a reciprocal nation. We are going to, if it's India or if it's somebody else with low tariffs, we're going to have the same. We're going to have whatever India charges, we're charging them. Whatever another country charges, we're charging them. So it's called reciprocal.
The impact on the Indian stock markets was as expected. Though the indices opened in green, they were later dragged down by the possible repercussions of the trade war on Indian industry and the resulting uncertainty among foreign portfolio investors. The Nifty is down nearly 900 points in the past 8 sessions.
Not only Indian, but world over, the investors are nervous. They are not sure which way the global economy will move with these kind of new tariff and what kind of disruption it can bring to these overall global supply chains.
The reciprocal tariff, however, failed to cast a shadow on the Modi-Trump meetings, with both leaders taking off again on the ties they enjoyed more than 4 years ago. India already has an import duty cut in the offing and is likely to trim its trade surplus with the US with more crude oil, gas and defense imports. Prime Minister Modi also alleviated some of the trade tensions in his trademark style.
अमेरिका की भाषा में कहूं तो विकसित भारत का मतलब मेक इंडिया ग्रेट अगेन, यानी मिगा। जब अमेरिका और भारत साथ मिलकर काम करते हैं, यानी मागा, मागा प्लस मिगा, तब बन जाता है मेगा पार्टनरशिप फॉर प्रॉस्पेरिटी।
Meanwhile, US and Indian officials are also moving forward with talks on a bilateral trade deal, with a Trump administration official saying they hope to have a deal in place this year. Bureau Report, Business Today TV. Slipping into a short break, on the other side we'll talk about the Modi-Musk meeting and how did the conversation on illegal immigration issue go between the two sides. Stay tuned to India Today. Now, hours after the meeting between the two world leaders, President Donald Trump went ahead and announced the deportation of 100 more illegal Indians back to India. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had made it very clear that India is willing to take back all illegal Indians who are verified as being in the United States of America, undocumented and without proper papers. But both countries have to not just identify but also tackle a larger problem, the menace of human trafficking. How are the two countries going to do that? This comes at a time when on the 5th of February, a batch, the first batch under Trump administration of 104 illegal Indians were sent back to India, shackled and in handcuffs, which invited a lot of criticism from the opposition.
We miss you.
We are ready to accept Indian illegals. This was the message from Prime Minister Modi to President Trump, as one of the big talking points in the India-US bilateral was on the immigration crisis and the deportation of Indians. Weeks after America sent a flight full of Indian illegal immigrants back to India, Prime Minister Modi reiterated that India will take them back.
जहां तक भारत और अमेरिका का सवाल है, हमने हमेशा कहा है कि जो वेरीफाइड होगा, कि जो सच्चे अर्थ में भारत का ही नागरिक होगा, वो अगर अमेरिका में गैर कानूनी तरीके से रहता है तो उसको वापस लेने के लिए भारत तैयार है.
Prime Minister Modi also in the joint briefing highlighted how many Indians were being duped by agents and that the government was committed to helping them.
ये सामान्य परिवारों के बच्चे होते हैं, उनको बड़े बड़े सपने दिखाए जाते हैं और उनको ज्यादातर ऐसे होते हैं उनको गुमराह करके लाया जाता है और इसलिए ये ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग में जुड़े हुए पूरे इकोसिस्टम पर हमने वार करना चाहिए और अमेरिका और भारत मिल करके हमारी कोशिश है और हमारी कोशिश रहनी चाहिए कि इस प्रकार की पूरी इकोसिस्टम को हमें जड़ मूल से नष्ट करना चाहिए ताकि ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग बंद हो.
Almost on cue, 2 more flights with hundreds of deportees will be touching down in Amritsar in the next 2 days.
There seems no end to as far as illegals being offloaded from America, as 2 more flights are scheduled to reach Amritsar on February 15 as well as 16. Already 1 flight reached Amritsar on February 5, so there is no end to this. America offloading the illegal Indians from their land.
The opposition, however, has questioned why Prime Minister Modi did not raise the issue of the illegals being handcuffed and restrained.
मुझे उम्मीद ये थी कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी डोनाल्ड ट्रंप क्योंकि उनके दोस्त हैं वो उनसे ज़रूर ये पूछते कि जिस तरीके से ह्यूमन राइट्स कन्वेंशंस को ना फॉलो कर कर उनको मिलिट्री एयरक्राफ्ट से करीब 40 बंधक बनाकर उनको भेजा गया, उनको टॉयलेट की भी सुविधा में दिक्कतें आई, 40 घंटे की लंबी यात्रा हुई, आप उस मुद्दे को उठाते.
The only thing missing there from what Prime Minister Modi said was the question of the manner in which those people were treated and sent back. I think otherwise his stand was absolutely correct. These are misled youth who have been encouraged or induced to migrate illegally, and they should be taken back. If they are Indian citizens, they belong in our country, we take them back.
Congress has also questioned why the flights with deportees is landing in Amritsar, claiming it maligns Punjab's image.
पंजाब को अननेसेसरली बदनाम किया जा रहा है इसमें. मैं नहीं कहता कि हमारे बच्चे नहीं हैं, हमारे बच्चे हैं, लेकिन पूरा देश निकल के गुजरात, अहमदाबाद, ये सारा दिल्ली और पंजाब में लैंड करवाना मेरा ख्याल है कि ये एक मतलब एक ऐसी साजिश है जो पंजाबियों को बदनाम करने की है.
The message from India is clear that while countries have the right to crack down on illegals, India will also help our own. With Asim Bassi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Ahead of the crucial bilateral meeting, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had some important meetings at Blair House. A meeting with Doge head and Tesla chief Elon Musk also took place at Blair House, who was accompanied by his children. And while the leaders spoke about innovation, space, technology, minimum government, maximum governance, the ones who really stole the show were Musk's 3 musketeers, his 3 children.
Donald Trump's first buddy meeting Donald Trump's friend. It was all about handshakes and laughs as head of Doge and millionaire businessman Elon Musk met Prime Minister Modi at Blair House in Washington, D.C. Musk, who is shrinking the bureaucracy in Trump 2.0, discussed maximum government, minimum governance with Prime Minister Modi, along with space, technology, mobility and innovation. The crucial meet, which came hours before Prime Minister's bilateral with the US President, looked like a family affair, with Musk 3 kids also present. There was Lil X, who just days ago stole the show at the Oval Office as Elon Musk addressed the press with the US President, dressed in the same Ralph Lauren jacket. He was accompanied by his step-siblings, 4-year-old twins Azure and Strider. Lilex and Azure appeared at ease as they sat on the floor with their books, with Musk and Modi looking on lovingly. The Prime Minister also had some gifts for the children. The twins' mother, Siobhan Zillis, was also at the meet. Siobhan is a Canadian technology executive and venture capitalist. She has served as a project director at Tesla, working on the autopilot product and chip design team. She currently holds the position of Director of Operations and Special Projects at Neuralink, a neurotechnology company co-founded by Musk. Elon Musk also presented a memento to Prime Minister Modi, likely a Starship heat shield tile. The meeting reportedly focused on key topics such as Tesla's plans for India, the rollout of Starlink satellite internet services, and advancements in artificial intelligence policy. The Musk Parivar walked out of the meet playfully, with a thumbs up from Musk, summing up the interaction with the Prime Minister. With Geeta Mohan in Washington, D.C., Bureau Report, India Today.
The Indian Premier is known to make gestures that touch the hearts of people. In this case, during his visit to the United States of America, it's the gifts that he's given that have become a huge talk. Whether it is the special nature of gifts he ensured that he brings for the children of Musk that really has made news, or for that matter, the gifts he carries for the leadership. Take a look at the special report.
Prime Minister Modi's second-day historic visit to America was packed with big bag meets. But it's the gifts exchanged and the thoughtfulness of each of them that has got everyone talking. First, let's talk about Prime Minister Modi's headline-grabbing meet with President Trump. Prime Minister Modi arrived at the White House to a warm hug and handshake from President Trump. And this gift, Our Journey Together, a photo book that features snapshots of Trump and Prime Minister Modi's friendship and also images of Trump's visit to the Taj Mahal. President Trump signed the book, Mr. Prime Minister, You Are Great.
So this is here. You are great.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is not the only gift exchange that grabbed headlines. When tech billionaire Elon Musk met Prime Minister Modi, there were a few surprise guests. Musk's 3 kids also attended the meeting. The Prime Minister promptly dished out gifts for them too. The Musketeers got 3 books: The Crescent Moon by Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, the Great R.K. Narayan collection, and Pandit Vishnu Sharma's Panchtantra. Musk did not end up empty-handed either. He gifted Prime Minister Modi what looked like a Starship head shield tile miniature. For Prime Minister Modi, meaningful gifts has become a part and parcel of his diplomacy, clear in his America visit too. Bureau Report, India Today.
That's all in this edition of World Today. Keep watching India Today for all the latest news and updates. It's bye from Washington, D.C. for now. Goodbye and take care.